time for Nick Willie versus Matt Ruskin. Paul Felder, take a look at the tail of the tape.
Yeah, you know, the big difference that stands out to me is the height and the age. You know, Matt being the older guy, 36 years old, to Nick is 27, but, you know, Matt's 6 foot tall at 170. He's a big 170-pounder. Nick's short, strong. He's going to want to get the fight to the ground.
This is going to be a good one. We're going to go up to Dr. David Sarnoff for the official announcement.
Tonight, the next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CFFC welterweight division. This bout has been brought to us by Cage Fury Fighting Championships and is sponsored by Herbal Mist Teas. Good for your body, good for your soul. Now, standing to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 170.1 pounds, fighting for Team Defiant and Ground Control out of Elton, Maryland, Nick, the Groundskeeper Willie. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 170.7 pounds, fighting for Team Enzo Gracie out of New York City, New York, Matt Ruskin.
All right, Matt Ruskin has...
Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Liam Kerrigan.
Pack the house tonight as we are getting ready to go with Nick Willie versus Matt Ruskin. I think I've called every one of Nick Willie's fights. A really exciting guy, hard worker.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, man. He's just, you know, my only problem with Nick, he's a little short, but he's so short and stocky and strong, man. He's definitely going to look to assert his wrestling in this fight. And Matt's going to want to keep it on the feet at a distance.
And Nick Willie will be coming out of the blue corner. He's going to be in the white trunks and black trim. And his opponent, Matt Ruskin out of New York, is going to be in the red torque.
I think Matt hurt him a couple times already, to be honest with you. He landed a left hook, short right hand. Nick pressing him up against the fence now, looking for that double, short knees on the inside.
Well, it is no secret. Nick Willie has had a lot of success through his amateur and now in his pro career, but he has a style and he's never gone away from it.
Yeah, he likes the pressure and get the takedown.
He had a war against Justin Bonatitis when he was up at this weight. One of my favorite fights, back, you know, we call it the old days, if you will, but they really did stand in trade. So he can punch, but he has to overcome, Paul, what is it, the shorter limbs.
Yeah, he's definitely at a reach disadvantage here with Matt Ruskin.
Something I understand about a little bit. You really do, though. You got to fight these guys in a phone booth and press them against the cage.
Yeah, Matt's smiling, so I think he's happy so far that he's been able to fight off the takedown. This is going to be, but Nick throws a big right hand.
Ruskin looks to be in great physical condition.
Yeah, he needs to not look over at his corner, though, when Daniel Gracie yells anything out. He needs to also extend his punches, Brian. I don't know if you noticed that. He's keeping his punches real kind of short and his arms bent. He needs to really learn to snap them out.
Paul, having so much success yourself in that, I mean, did you ever mentally in a fight say, I've tried this in sparring, I'm pretending I'm hitting the bag, I'm pretending I'm hitting the mitts to loosen it up, because it doesn't look the same for some guys. Now, someone like yourself, it does when you're in there. It looks as crisp as the mitts, but for some of these other guys, it doesn't. What do you say to that as a coach?
You got to try to get these guys to just think of it as a sparring match in the cage. It's really not much different than when you're wearing smaller gloves, but you got to get them to have fun. And what I like already from Matt is I've seen him smile a couple times. He hasn't been in the cage in a few years, so I know he's happy to be in there. That's
big
super
accomplishment.
important.
Big accomplishment. Coming in, coming back out, you know, against this tough, stout, fireplug Nick Willie is a guy who's always game. He's going to bring you a ton of energy every fight. And he's a guy, tell you what, you can't ever count him out.
No, and he'll exhaust you. He'll keep you here, and he'll get the takedown just like he did right there.
That's what he wants.
Now, this is Nick's world. He's going to want to capitalize here and not make it a stalemate so that the ref stands it up. He's got to stay busy down there.
And if Nick Willie can get the punches down, he'll stay in guard.
Yeah.
And he'll feel the ref out. He doesn't want to get stood up, so he's got to be able to inflict damage, use elbows, get ground and pound in, but he'll stay there all round if he can.
Yeah, you know, a lot of really strong wrestlers will, too. They don't mind just staying in guard and throwing punches. You know, and I think the reason behind that being that they don't want to risk, you know, trying to pass the guard, getting caught in a triangle, getting arm barred, messing around with the hips too much.
Yeah, well, I do notice here that Ruskin's a little bit staying parallel. He's got to get off his back. He's got to get to his side and really look to make some movements there. He can't stay in that position against a guy like Nick Willie.
Yeah, or if he's going to do that like he just did there, he's got to push Nick Willie's head away and land some elbows from the bottom. He's got to score points down there.
Yeah, it's tough to
Yeah, there's Willie trying to pass the guard, and he does. He's to half guard now. This is another position that I know a lot of really good grapplers in MMA will stay there and land punches from there all day.
Good job there by Ruskin. He does get back to guard. Let's see if he can do something from guard. He said Willie's proven tough to submit in the past. Shorter limbs, very game on the ground, knows the triangle. Big wrestler of the Maryland State guys, very accomplished, and he loves being in the cage, Paul.
Yeah, as soon as he walked in, you could tell he was relaxed. He didn't seem to be stressed out.
Ruskin looked a little bit more on the nervous side, but you know, now that we're getting this first round out, maybe he'll come back and.
Yeah, I think this will go to a second, and I think we'll really get to see where both guys are come a second round. Right now, Matt did a good job on the feet. Nick controlling the fight on the ground for the majority of it. There's Matt's opportunities. He's got to watch his neck trying to come up like that.
You know, all that space there was his chance to come up and really get off his back, but you know, Willie's really hip to that and very quickly closes the distance as we are down to 25 seconds of Ruskin versus Willie.
Yeah, Ruskin seems content here to sit in the half guard and wait this out. You know, he must know there's only a short time left in the round, coming up on 10 seconds here in round number 1.
And we are down to the short time in our first round. As you see, Nick Willie finishes the